world fans in the country deserve a winner more than New Orleans Saints fans.
Mike, do you have confidence that the rest of this day and tomorrow will go well, and the Saints will also bring in some players that we're going to see on the field and not, hearing about, well, he's having a hard time picking it up.
I'm not answering that question till I see the guy. I can tell you about Reggie Bush, and he's going to be an unbelievable player in this league. But again, until you make those selections, you can't actually say that that's going to happen. I think the interesting thing Bob and I were talking about was in the return game, which we hadn't talked about with Reggie Bush, and that, Michael Lewis is being brought back, but in a critical situation, just like his old buddy Anthony Carter, will they put him in a game-changing type situation and have Reggie returning punts and kicks?
Hokey, isn't that what you talked about for months? Not thinking that this football team would get Reggie Bush, but that whoever gets him is not just getting a running back, not just getting a receiver, but is getting a threat in the return game.
And that's what makes the guy a triple threat. And I mean, he's done it against great competition. He's got all the skills to do it. And I mean, to me, he's a guy that you got to get out there and you got to find different ways to get the ball in his hand.
With the fifth choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select A.J. Hawk, linebacker, Ohio State.
There goes Mike Detillier once again nailed it.
49ers are now on the
Jets
clock.
to Brickashaw Ferguson. He called that. Now Green Bay.
I'll call the next one. Vernon Davis, tight end, Maryland. I know one thing. San Francisco won't pick a quarterback.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be Vernon Davis, the big tight end from Maryland.
To San Francisco.
To San Francisco. And it'll be interesting. At the 7th spot, does Al Davis have a reincarnation of Ken Stabler in Matt Leinart?
Yeah, because Al Davis and the Raiders, they love USC players. They love USC, so I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Leinart does not end up. Folks, who's coming in?
Mr. Benson, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break.
The Benson Boogie's coming
No,
home.
we're going to stay right here. Rita Benson LeBlanc and Tom and Gail Benson are coming up here to the stage.
The Benson Boogie's back. It's back.
It's the Bush Boogie.
Yeah. Give him a Reggie, folks. Reggie, 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 Reggie.
Read in Reggie, read in Reggie, read in Reggie, read in Reggie, read in Reggie,
and Tom Benson coming up. Thank you very much for coming up, Mr. Benson. We appreciate it. Rita, let's if we can take this right here. Rita, how's the feeling inside?
It feels like we're at the hottest party in New Orleans right here with WWL and the New Orleans Saints.
What was the reaction from the coaches and from everybody else in the front office when this happened? And or better yet, what was your reaction and everybody else's reaction last night?
Excitement, surreality. I think we all felt like the beginning of a race or something, like racehorses, where there was just so much pent-up energy. And then as soon as we made the pick, we savored it, but we knew who we wanted.
Rita, I know you've been heavily involved in all the marketing. I know some of the new campaigns are already out there, and you'll continue to run that about the new maturity and professionalism of this football team and this organization. How much now do you also throw Reggie Bush into this?
Hey, listen, before you said it, Kenny, I even have a good marketing campaign. R&R, instead of rest and relaxation, Rita and Reggie. Rita and Reggie, Rita and Reggie. Woo!
No, it's all about the team. It's all about our guys. No, but excellence in everything we do, and winning is an attitude, and today we have the right attitude with all of our fans here.
We're going to bring Mr. Benson up and put him down on the end over here and have a few moments with him. Saints owner Tom Benson. There we go. Mr. Benson, thank you very much for coming out.
All right, everybody, you can hear me? Yeah. Hey, this is the day we've been waiting for, huh? How about it? There's no telling what we're going to do now, you know. I sent a note to the staff this morning must have been about 8:30 or so, and telling them that didn't say exactly what we were going to do at that time, but told them that this was an exciting time. We were going to put every bit of the resources we had to make this a Super Bowl year. All right? I'm sorry, this is my wife standing here. A big supporter of ours.
Miss Gale, everyone.
And y'all met Rita, my granddaughter. Yeah.
Mr. Benson.
Hey, the coach and Mickey Loomis will be over shortly, too. You see a lot of smiles on their faces. And by the way, we sent in the plane to pick up Reggie, and he'll be here tomorrow. All right?
At what point this morning, I know Ed Werder reported that you said, get it done signing.
Well, that's, yeah, I wish I'd have brought over the sheet we sent out to our staff and saying that it was not only me committing, but they had to commit too, you know, to make this a tremendous year. That's from the football operation to the coaches, the ticket sellers, whoever, marketing people, Rita. Everybody has to commit that this is going to be one wonderful year.
We've got a lot of money right now. A lot of big money tied up in a lot of big players. And now this is going to also bring a high dollar. And
you don't have to tell me about how much money we got out there. I know. But look, we really...
But what I'm getting at is this another way of you showing your commitment to not only this football team, but also to the city?
Oh, sure. You know, hey, listen, you and I and the New Orleans Saints, we're going to be the leaders to make sure that New Orleans is going to be a better city in the future than it ever was in the past. Isn't that what we want to do? Yeah, all right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. And they're reminding me also... Francisco, while we were visiting with Mr. and Mrs. Benson and also Rita, as Mike Detillier predicted, San Francisco did take Vernon Davis, the tight end from Maryland. We will continue with more of Draft Fest 2006. Hope you guys, John Bobby Hebert, Mike Detillier. I'm Kenny Wilkerson. Stick with us, folks, and don't go away. I know most of you haven't even had a chance to sit down yet. You might want to start to relax a little bit and settle into the first round of the draft. We're going to be with you all the way until 7 o'clock. We'll be right
Monday morning on WWL First News. Your chance to grade the draft. Are the Saints a better team now? With a new mayor and chief, 2006. Brought to you by Lance. Put Lance in your pants. The Louisiana Lottery, your local Toyota dealer. And the Greco, anytime, anywhere, for any situation. Also by Budweiser, the Spa Shop, Firestone, the Zephyrs, JRS Tents, and by Acadian Ambulance, Louisiana Coca-Cola Bottling Company, your New Orleans Saints, and River Parish Disposal. Now, let's go live to Zephyr Field and Draft Fest 2006. Here are WWL's Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, draft analyst Mike Detillier, Saints color analyst Hokie Gaijon, and Kenny Wilkerson.
With the second choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Reggie Bush, running back, USC.
We're excited about obviously our draft pick. You know, this time of the year, everyone talks about, you know, we got our guy and we got the most rated player on the board, and you guys do a good job of working through that, trying to evaluate the selection. And in this case, we got our guy and we got the highest rated player on the board. And the scenario came up. A lot of us, every one of us, goes through all these specific scenarios, and this scenario that developed probably was one that we covered, but maybe not as much as some of the others. So we're extremely excited. He brings a ton of versatility to our offense. He's a great person, someone with a lot of character. All those things we're looking for, and we've continued to bring up as we acquire new players for this team. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to evaluate the players we bring in. but he's someone that I know gives us a lot of flexibility. There'll be a lot of personnel groupings for us. There'll be the ability for us to put he and Deuce in the same backfield. I know there'll be a lot of questions in regards to two backs, and those are good problems to have, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, folks, that's Saints head coach Sean Payton in his press conference a short time ago as he came out into the auditorium next door to address the media. We'll have more of that. We're going to throw it to the WWL 870 AM and FM newsroom to get a news update because we're way behind on all that kind of stuff, get an Zurich Classic update, and we've got about 90,000 hours to go because we're going to be with you all the way until 7 o'clock. So we will continue with more.
WWL.
Folks, welcome back to Draft Fest 2006. Hokie Guy, Jean, Bobby Hebert, Mike Casillier. I'm Kenny Wilkerson. Mike, give us a rundown. What's going on? What's happened here?
Well, everybody knows Mario Williams going in the first pick to Houston. The New Orleans Saints picking Reggie Bush, the running back from Southern Cal. The Tennessee Titans select Vince Young, the quarterback from Texas. DeBrickashaw Ferguson, the big offensive tackle from Virginia, goes forward to the New York Jets. Green Bay picks A.J. Hawk, the outside linebacker from Ohio State. San Francisco picks Vernon Davis, the tight end from Maryland. And the first shocker of the day, the Oakland Raiders pass on Matt Leinart to pick Michael Huff, the safety cornerback from Texas. Goes to show Al Davis is still living on Pluto.
Al Davis must believe in Aaron Brooks.
God bless him.
All right.
He believes in him more than I do.
Who does Buffalo pick?
Man, I would think defensive line here would be that priority. Broderick Bunkley, Haloti Ngata would be one of those two selections in this spot.
Or the kid from Oregon? How about the kid from Oregon, Mike?
Haloti Ngata.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it'll be Bunkley.
Bobby,
from Florida State.
Bobby, we've wondered for weeks what player, because there's always one or two that they tumble, and they just keep tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. I never in my wildest dreams would you have ever thought it was going to be Matt Leinart.
Well, yeah, to be realistic, it happens almost every year with a quarterback. You know, with a quarterback, it just kind of happens. They go like, well, God, we didn't know this player would be available, and they go in that direction. But like Mike said, I was really shocked that the Raiders, because Al Davis is in love with USC players, didn't take Matt Leinart. I mean, I don't know, you know, what he's seeing in Aaron Brooks is their future. But to me, that was a shocker simply because Al Davis's relationship with USC players.
And how many defensive backs can he pick every year? Seems as though every year he picks a defensive back in the first or second round. None of them good, but he always seems to pick one.
It's just too bad the Saints don't play the Raiders twice a year. You know, 'cause then you can count on 2 wins right there. But I tell you what, now, you know, another marketing campaign. You know, you mentioned that for the Saints and having Reggie Bush. You know, hopefully he can keep number 5. You know, 9 to 5 is no longer working out.
All right,
Drew Brees to Reggie Bush.
Mike, I know you don't think that there's any possibility that Winston Justice is going to fall. And
No.
You know, okay. A.J. Hawk is gone. And the Packers got themselves a very good linebacker, an outstanding linebacker.
Real deal.
Bobby Carpenter. Is there any possibility that you see him because of what has already transpired, and I know there's still 20 more or so picks to go here in the first round. Could Bobby Carpenter still be there at 34? The other linebacker out of Ohio State, Bob Carpenter's son.
Kenny, I was going to save this for a little bit later, but I spoke to the agent for Bob Carpenter last night, and I think it's going to be a legacy pick. I think he will go to the Dallas Cowboys. His dad played for Bill Parcells, and I would not be shocked that with the 18th selection, the Cowboys end up with Bobby Carpenter. So to answer your question, I'm going to say no. I think he'll be gone.
Is that a player they need?
At a player they need. He's a big linebacker. And one thing with Parcells, he loves defense and big defensive players. And so it would certainly be a fit there. And with a lot of teams like New England, Cincinnati, even Carolina looking for linebackers, it'll be interesting to see. Buffalo's the intriguing pick here. That's the one I had the hardest selection on, even though their biggest needs defensive tackle. Are you pleased with J.P. Lossman at quarterback?
No.
Are you pleased with J.P.? I would say no.
No, you have to look at it that, you know, just because in free agency, who did they bring in at quarterback? They have, Craig Nall from Green Bay. You know,
Who's been a perennial backup.
Yeah, it's been a backup. That's one reason why he went to Buffalo, because they told him to give an opportunity to start. And then, actually, Kelly Holcomb is actually a guy, to me, when he's given the opportunity.
He's done better than J.P.
Yeah, done better than J.P. Lossman.
If Dallas does go with Carpenter at 18, is that too high for him? Are they reaching?
It's a Parcells pick. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. He has a feel for a player. He knows his dad, knows the family. But I think it's one of those picks where he's just got to feel that he will fit well into that defense.
I know that, but is it a reach? I mean, Parcells is a great coach.
It's a reach,
but he doesn't walk on water.
But it is a reach, to be honest, to go at 18 for Bobby Carpenter.
Okay, well, we'll see if it does transpire. And your guess on Buffalo?
I think they're going to go defensive tackle.
I think defensive tackle. I think Broderick Buster.
Head coach Sean Payton is coming in. I think we're going to keep it here. So the Saints head coach Sean Payton, who joins us here on the set. Sean, you may have missed out on... Let's get him on the headset real quick here because he doesn't have much time. Again, ladies, Sean Payton, you haven't have a chance to see the madness out here yet.
Can you hear me all right? Hey, we're as excited in that building as you guys are in this tent, and we appreciate you coming out. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to delivering. And now I've got to be brief because we're still in the middle of round one, and we've got an important pick coming up here with this second round. But again, we appreciate the enthusiasm. You should be excited. This is an outstanding player. He's a multi-dimensional guy that can obviously help us in the running game and the passing game. He and Deuce can be in the backfield together. There'll be a lot of combinations to get them involved in.
Sean, I know real quick, I'm going to let you go here. You guys had heard maybe even during the week, and this probably did not come as a surprise to you because I know you heard that this could happen, and this was not just a slim chance anymore in Tennessee. I mean, in Houston.
You go through all the scenarios, and you work through these scenarios. When this one developed last night, we were having dinner, and this became real easy, real quick for us. So you should be excited. We're excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Saints head coach Sean Payton. All right, we will continue with Draft Fest 2006. Bobby Abier, Mike Cecilier, I'm Kenny Wilkerson. Hope you guys are still around here as well. We will rock you. Woo, Reggie Bush gonna rock the house. We'll be right back.
Monday.